Hello, my name is Carolyn Peer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Humaxa. We have developed Max, the AI assistant that helps HR scale. Max and the Humaxa platform allows HR to scale by providing a safe space for employees to chat anonymously, receive immediate help, while providing real-time insights. Max integrates directly with Microsoft Teams, with Slack, is customizable, and takes only a few minutes to install. At work, some things are hard to talk about. I'm stressed and I can't focus. I have a dumb question that I don't want to ask. I feel overlooked by my manager. These feelings can cause big problems down the road, but there are ways to prevent them from happening in the first place. Let me share a couple of examples. These are real examples from our clients. Client story number one, the employee says, being able to work from home has been very helpful during these scary times. I know that when things get to be too much, I can take a breather and clear my head. Max responds with, oh, I understand how you feel. How about trying a mindfulness exercise? Would you like to try one now? Then Max can take them through the exercise. For story number two, much more serious, the employee says, I hope someone is listening to me. I have been stuck at home due to health issues. I have no one to talk to. I haven't made a single friend in 5 years. It's affecting my work and my productivity. Max responds with, oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. What if you joined a group chat to connect with some others at work? Would that help? But because this sentiment is so strong and so negative, it sends an alert to the system admin who goes in, takes a look at the recent feedback and sees this anonymous feedback about work friendships, starts reading, I hope someone's listening to me. I've been stuck at home due to health issues. I have no one to talk to. I haven't made a new friend. They see this, are very concerned, and decide to send the employee a message through Max. Max says this user has chosen to remain anonymous, but don't worry, with me as your courier, you can send them a message. They may message you back, all without compromising their anonymity. So the system admin says, hey, I'm really sorry to hear that you're suffering. There's definitely someone listening. You know, we have a lot of resources that can help, including anonymous counseling. Would you be willing to talk face-to-face? Just an example. While all these anonymous conversations are going on, Max is delivering predictive insights about the workforce to stay ahead of the problems. Remote and hybrid work has accelerated our growth. And our client feedback tells the whole story. They're much more likely to want to talk to Max than fill out any type of survey. They see about $48,000 a year cost savings per 100 employees, and we have 100% five-star reviews on both G2 and Capterra. Please join us. My contact information is here. Mention SHRMLabs. You'll receive 3 months for free, and for the first 10 people that sign up, we'll give you a $250 gift card just for trying us out. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Caroline, thank you very much for being here and great presentation. And one key question that I'm sure HR folks out there probably have is how is it that Humaxa helps HR organizations scale?
Sure. If you're a growing company or trying to do more with less, sometimes it's nice to automate away some of the routine, can I get this? Can I get information about this? And have automated checkups that you don't have to do manually. I know when I was an employee, I was lucky to get on my manager's calendar maybe once a week for a one-on-one, which is great. But sometimes things come up, at all hours of the day and the night, especially when people are working in different time zones, they're working remotely. So Max, in this case, can act as a front end kind of tier one help about what's really going on in the workplace in order to help and prevent problems.
And would you say that employees trust the anonymity that Max can bring to the table? So, like for example, maybe you can talk about whether employees can report on workplace harassment or other type of misconduct.
Sure, it's a really important question because trust is everything. And what we see in the data is that when Max is first introduced, the types of topics that people talk about are very benign, very innocuous. You know, hey, Max, I'd really like to get better at data science. Can you go find me a mentor? Oh, yes, of course, Carolyn, I can go do that. Or, hey, I'd like to practice my public speaking skills. Oh, did you know that there's a group that practices every Friday? Would you like me to introduce you? These, very, very benign topics. But over time, you start to really see things like some of the examples that we gave. I'm struggling on the job. I don't want to tell my manager. I really need some help. Max can go find help while you remain completely anonymous. So these kind of more topics that require trust take a little while, just like with a person. You don't trust, you want to trust, but it takes time to really build that trust over time, and then it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely, yeah, and that certainly makes sense, like you were saying. But let's go ahead and hear directly from one of your customers. So let's bring up Lisa Warner, HR business partner at AMP Creative. Lisa, thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you taking the time. And so maybe you can tell us a little bit about what it's been like working with Humaxa, and because this is such a new concept, right? To have an HR chatbot out there that not only helps HR but also helps your staff and employees.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me and Carolyn for reaching out to me. Um, I feel like our company, AMP Creative, met Humaxa at the perfect time because we were transitioning to a fully distributed workforce. That was a big transition for us. We're in the learning and digital content communication creation space. So think about everything from e-learns to virtual reality to helping companies really curate, their message and put it out to the public. We worked in these small, very close, creative sort of pods when we were all located together. And then the pandemic happened and we were spread out and we started to grow very quickly. So our team size doubled in a year. And that's at the exact same time that I found Humaxa and MaxBot. And I really feel like the platform helped us get through that transitional time and hold our team together. It was, just a time in which we were scrambling to figure out how to stay engaged with our people. We had so much close contact. To give you an idea of the kind of contact and culture we had, I'm not only the HR business partner, but also a mindfulness meditation teacher. So I held meditation sessions every day for our team. We would gather together, we had cushions, we had a meditation room, and suddenly that was gone. And while I was able to lead meditation through Teams and, even on like Facebook Live and Instagram, there was still something missing. And we worked with Carolyn to really help MaxBot not just become MaxBot with sort of the already built-in interactions that Carolyn had very thoughtfully created, but also to create our own voice with the bot. I had an employee tell me the other day, well, whenever I get a message from MaxBot, I think it's really you, Lisa, because we've been able to customize things, and that's helped build trust. And so what we found is exactly what Carolyn said in terms of people interacting with the bot more and more over time. As an HR person, it was really fast in terms of the integration. They made it very easy. I connected with our IT specialist and quickly got approval. So that part was easy. And if you've, ever worked in HR tech and had to set up an HRIS or anything like that, it's often not easy. So I really appreciated the ease of it. At first, we just used sort of the off-the-shelf offerings, but then we went into customization, and that's what I love most about Humaxa.
Actually, that was the next question that I had for you. Maybe you can talk, or maybe you answered it already. But what would you say was has been your favorite part of the Humaxa platform or Max in general?
Sure. I would say definitely my ability to build custom content around wellness and mental health. So we have built out several mindfulness meditation exercises, as well as just reminders for employees to stand up, to stretch, to get hydrated. What we found once we moved our team, to a distributed team, is that people who already loved deep work kind of went even further into deep work and were often ignoring their own needs, to get up, to stretch. People talk about the pounds that were put on during the pandemic. Well, some of that was the refrigerator, but some of that was also really just staying glued to your screen. And we have been incredibly productive as a workforce during that time, but not necessarily healthy. So I really worried about that. Mental health and wellness is my passion. And so being able to build out these little interactions with our team in which we were literally just reminding them sometimes to just stand up and to go to the window, to look outside, focus on a leaf, take a deep breath, and then go back to your desk. And to be able to send those out several times a day and have employees be able to choose what level of engagement they wanted. If they didn't want to hear, a bunch of mindfulness stuff or, FAQs or something like that, they could sort of like turn down the volume. And then maybe they needed them a little bit more, the next week, and they could turn up the volume. So I really love, I can customize on my end, but the employee can also customize. They can decide how much they want to interact with Max so that it's not disrupting their day if it's something that they don't want to do. And then, of course, I love the analytics. As an HR professional, I loved, popping open that dashboard and being able to say that AMP Created was, for example, doing great during the pandemic. That, we communicated clearly to our employees and they understood what was going on. So that helped me sleep better at night.
Great. Well, thank you so much for those insights and for being here. We greatly appreciate you taking the time. All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. So Caroline, how can the audience find out more about Humaxa and get in touch with you and your team?
Absolutely. Obviously, you can fill out the poll. Our website, you can schedule a meeting. It's www.humaxa.com. Really easy, Humaxa. Or you can reach me personally. I'm carolyn.peer@humaxa.com.
All right. Thank you very much, Caroline.